other thing I wanted to comment on about what you were talking about, your cadence is the yesterday's results, today's commitments. I think it's super important to split those up in the meeting.
Yes.
When we started it, and we started so basic. I mean, I think we started with, it was either just revenue or it was conversion rate average sale revenue. It was as basic as you can get. And now I'm looking at our daily huddle sheet now, our pace report. There's probably 12 lines, or 15 lines of different things that we track. That's fine, But when we started, it was how the conversation would go. Like if I'm the plumbing service manager, it'd be like, I got 10 calls today, converted at 80% at this average sale. And then today I'm going to do 12 calls at 80% and 2,500 average sale or whatever the numbers were. It was the same conversation. It was like yesterday's results and here's today. And that was like not a great, it was kind of jumbled.
Static. It was the same every day.
Yeah, it was
dynamic where it's changing and moving. If you're over your budget, typically we're not going to take our daily needed and go below that. Sure. But if you're under, we're going to have to raise our daily needed. We're going to have to adjust live. Like we have to make up for that difference.
Yep.
That's a good call out.
And I think that my favorite line on our sheet, there's a daily needed number.
Yep.
We look at that every single day. So if we're ahead of budget, so say we need $60,000 a day to hit our budget as a company, and then it boils down to every department, and we're doing great that month, we're ahead of schedule, it might be at 52. And we're like, hey guys, let's still hit that 60.
Yep.
Like let's exceed the budget. If we do that, maybe we're gonna hit the vision number. And what would that take? But oftentimes, like January was a comeback month.
There's two things I want to touch base on.
Yeah, go ahead.
A real life example. Last Friday was the last day of the month. We were pacing a little bit behind. I was out of office at a training. So we had you and Corey really fill the gap for the daily huddle. We committed to our action items. We committed to our revenue. We committed to our KPIs. And the day happened, right? So when that day happened, what I mean by that is we had two vehicles the same day, both get rear-ended. We had snow. We had call-offs, which those are typical things. But what I love about the daily huddle is you have to still find a way to get those things done. Now, when we go into the daily huddle, we're talking also about how can we flex department labor, department staffing to serve each other, to help each other out. It really brings the team together. If there's one of the most valuable things, the first thing I will say is that there's not a leader in our company that doesn't know the exact pace and the exact progress of every single department, including their own, in the entire company. Like that statement alone is powerful enough. If you can't go to your leader and say, if they're the plumbing service manager, they should know how HVAC's doing and how they can help if they can. And vice versa. And there's a lot of times we're flexing plumbing service techs to help sewer install when they're really busy. There's a lot of times where we're flexing sewer apprentices over to HVAC install when they're getting busy. And without the daily huddle and the team buy-in and engagement of that just win the day mentality, know your metrics, own your result. And it's like we are in control. Like this day isn't going to control us.